That's what happens when you've got kids. Right. As I was saying, and I had time to think. I had time to think about basically my complaint. So this is where software meets software. All software probably has flaws, but in my case it's you do a behavior, you tell it to do something and it crackles, which obviously it's not a pleasing crackle at all either. It's that. And so you think, has the plugin been badly programmed? And I really don't think Serum has. I think it's been amazingly well programmed. But obviously it has this little flaw. So I can either message the developer and hope that he has the time and the money to code and test a fix for something that I can work around. So that was my time away from the computer just now. I sort of remember seeing a tutorial of someone making automating LFOs, and I'm running into this exact problem, and it just required a bit of math on the producer's part to make it go away. So let's try that. So basically what our problem is that LFO is being changed to a different LFO rate during its cycle, and that makes it go crackle. It makes it jump from one value to another mid-cycle, and that's the curve that's controlling it. So if fortunately we have to kind of calculate it, because and all that it's doing is it's the same speed, so that's 1/8. Whoa. So no clicks until it starts moving, and then all it's doing is go into a long like a really long stretch, and it's unnecessary. I only need to slow it down so to lag. I don't know the slowest setting, so if I go from here all the way up to there with the automation, it should go away for the most part. Alright, okay, so it is doing the... Okay, we have to now count 1/8 dotted note from... That's going to be difficult, isn't it? Because just to make it awkward. So 1, 2, these are beats. So these are quarter notes here. And what we've got is an 1/8, which would be 2 of those, but dotted. So it would be, I believe, a dotted 1/8 is an 1/8 with 50% more. Pika, hi Pika. This is dubstep again, and I'm just doing this little... Hi Tom, sorry, no song request at the moment. I've got to get through these. I'm just trying to fix like a technical issue here. Thanks for sharing, Mason. it's doing the click. And I think if we highlight this here, I think that's the 8th, where the end of the dotted 8th note cycle ends. I could be wrong. I feel like I really should know this. Oh, and it might not need to be that. Either. Okay, so we can drag this whole thing down. No, that's not an 8th. I'm going to look up the definition for everyone's sake. What is a dotted note? It's half, yeah, it increases it by half, so it's an 8th and a 16th added together. Is that right? Have I got that right? Why doesn't it fix my problem though? It doesn't fix the problem. Equal, there's a good definition. Equal to itself plus half of itself. Very good language there. So it would be we already worked out that that's a beat, they're quarters. Maybe it's there, actually. I just completely worked that out wrong. Oh, we've got narrow. We need narrow grid. So that would still only be... No, it's not that. Trial and error. I was under the impression that this was a beat, one whole of... One, two, three. Two. Yeah, that's one beat, that's two beat. So that's one whole beat of the bass. A quarter note. No, it's not beats. Half of a beat is a half. So yeah, that's a half. That's a half. All right, Jay, how's it going? And that's a quarter. So an 8th dotted would only be that, but that's not what's happening. This is a puzzle, a big puzzle. Maybe if we just wax smooth on. Right. It does get rid of the problem a little bit weirdly. Okay, maybe that's the solution for now. That actually works. It has got a solution built in to Serum. But it still frustrates me that me using math wasn't able to solve that problem in some way. I mean, visually, it's kind of moving too fast, but it looks like the cycle isn't even ending. So I don't know what... There is a chance that... what's being shown there isn't actually what's coming out. Because that starts from there, so go. Very strange. Right, so we're just going to solve it with this, because I don't want to spend too long on any problem, really. As little time as possible. I think maybe I would geek out on it a bit more, but because I'm doing live stream, it's a little bit different. Maybe it's a good thing. So smooth. See, it's gone. I automate that. You ready? Problem gone. So, okay, apologies to Serum. Surprises me again that they already had thought of it. Amazing. Okay. I don't even know if this is the bass I want to keep, but... So, again, I can apply the smoothing here, wherever there's a change. Alright, is that literally it? There's only two. Okay, I didn't have to do much. Do some jingles. What for? Oh, jingles. Yeah, what do you mean? What sort of jingles? What's this spec? Zach Harris, thanks for following. Oh yeah, and there's that squeak as well. So I'm willing to try a different... Duplicate the bass, do a different bass with the same rhythm. So keep the LFO. But just come up with a different... Just see if there's like a different sound I can make. Hayes 480, thanks for following. That's the wrong window. Oh, I could do the keyboard macro that opens the synth in the whatever track I've got selected. Like, so I could press a key and it just knows to go to this little tool thing and that'll open the window for me. Chances are someone's already done it. Whether they've done it in auto hotkey, I mean, that's probably the only way you can do it. But I'm interested in that one. Maybe there might already be a shortcut key for it in Ableton somewhere. The monitor, there we go. Let's hear the squeak. It's doing it there as well. And there. Something. Squeak. Oh, it's down sample. No. Oh, I had this problem last time. Couldn't quite work out where. Oh, it was from the EQ. Some kind of aliasing in the EQ. If it might go away if I turn that on. Goes away a little bit. See if you can actually see it. Acid. Maybe. No. This is called... it's dubstep, but I'm just making some really strange bass lines. Fabian Net. Fabian Net 27. I think what we can hear is like here. It's going... I'm getting all technical with this. Man explore le intime. Yeah. So I don't know if I want to keep that sound or whether I want to just make a new one. It's not a bad sound. I'm not sure what I want to do with it. If I take that away. That fixes it. Can hear that noise because it's pitched down. Don't know if I want to keep that. So yo, pour my next pour le intime. Thanks for following. Cool. My SoundCloud is Terrapastel. My drum and which is for like everything, and my drum and bass only SoundCloud is Nextlev, which is that. So either one of those. Thanks. I mean, without that format. Oh, that's got rid of it. Okay, there's our new repaired sound. I think we can just turn that one off. See, there it is again. How did I fix it? Oh, nice, brilliant. Rhythm and dubstep. See, it's nice to meet someone who makes dubstep on here because there's a lot of other genres, a lot of bassline. Yeah, so it's good to meet because I find bassline difficult to make. Because I don't listen to it, I've not heard enough bassline tracks to go here, to come up with an idea for a bassline. But with dubstep, I find it easy because you can just do the maddish wobbles in Serum and kind of just use them quite quickly. Alex7 in the house. How are you doing? I've already forgotten how I fixed it. Was this off? That off? Oh. It's the EQ again. But which one? Yeah, what it is, there's aliasing occurs when the filter is the EQ is automated, the shelving filter is automated in the bass shelf. For some reason, when that goes, it's actually doing some really pointless stuff there probably. Let's bypass just the frequency. Still doing it. It's what it does sounds good, but it's that alias and I can't live with it. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Well, I'll give some of your tunes a listen if you followed me on SoundCloud, because I'll be able to listen. I think we can get a similar effect by modulating the just turning that down like that. That's another bit of a fucked up LFO rhythm. Don't think it's supposed to do that. Sounds like some clicking there as well. Is this other bass? Okay, yeah, this one's easily fixed. Common problem to occur. That actually sounds better, but we've still got the clicking. I need one to get rid of it. Bit of bum. Yeah, it's dead easy. So you just shorten all the notes by that much. And still turn off. Still turn it off. We're still clicking. It's because of this again. That's a bit tricky, this one. Loris Karamaniko, thanks for following. DJ Noctec, thanks for following. Napalm, thank you. Oh, yeah, for sharing. Shrees, thanks for following. Thanks for following. DJ Noctec, thank you for following and for sharing. Yeah, cheers. How are we going to fix this? That sounds better, but it's obviously got the click, and I don't want to resort to using click remover plugins because it takes a lot of processor power, and I don't mind doing it by hand, kind of. So, oh, I know what it is. And it's probably the EQ again, isn't it? Yeah. It is. It's always the EQ. Sounds good. The EQ does sound good, but no, it's not. I'm going to have to mute, bypass. Tom TV. What kind of music do you make? Home Dog. I'm making dubstep right now. I usually D&B is probably my I don't know. I've made a lot more D&B than any other dance music, but dubstep's my next favourite. And then after that, it's like anything goes, electronica. And then anything after that. I've just recently started making a bit of bassline. And I'm getting an education history on bassline music because I remember stuff from 10 plus years ago. That's not enough. A lot's happened since then. Do you make music? Bypass modulator. Okay, we're going to do that. I don't want to... Alright. This don't make no sense. It's still moving. Yeah. So I'll have to control this bass in another way because it had movement in the sub, which it now kind of doesn't have. But there are other ways of controlling that. So if we take the sub out and add it back in with a sub. Okay, I've not got any spare LFOs left. Okay, I can use this one. Remove all destinations and let's do a spiky little thing. Oops. So that's going direct out. We want to turn down something. What can we turn down? The gain. So you probably won't be able to hear the sub on a phone, but it's kind of added back in. But it sounds very quiet relative to everything else, which is not what I want. Let's have a look at it on here. Yeah, I mean, I could just boost that. It's not ideal. I shouldn't have to do any EQing. I should be able to turn on high. Just need to reduce the output somehow. Filter. Maybe I can do it with a filter. Let's do a high pass again. Another high pass. Maybe a really gentle one. Oh wait, there's multi-filters. So I can do a low and a high. And that kind of reduces the level a bit. It also takes off too much of the high end. I'm overcomplicating this, I think. That's gain. The gain is turned all the way down. Why is it doing that? Anyway, the bass, the sub doesn't actually need to be that loud. It's probably loud enough there. I do forget these things sometimes. Okay, no clicking. Yay! Kayla, this is tickling your brain. Nice, thanks for following. I do like the way dubstep tickles the brain sometimes. I like the brain tickly stuff. So I'm trying to make brain tickly stuff and give back. Oh wait, there's already a sub. What am I doing? There's a sub. I literally added a sub because a totally independent sub playing a totally different, well, not totally different, it's kind of following a pitch going down, but right, okay, we don't need to, oh, that was pointless. Turn it off. Then another crunchy mistake there. Crunch, 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 crunch. That sounds like that's got automation too. I'm just fixing problems that I created when I first created this idea, because you want to work quickly when you first create the idea and worry about editing later. So this is kind of more of an editing session, this one. There is no automation. It just sounds that bad. So how did I take it off again? Oh no, it's the filter. We already know what it is. Actually sounds better. Ed Allen, is it hard to make beats? Is it hard to make beats? Depends what you want them to sound like. If you don't mind what they sound like, it's easy. If you want to, you can just put a kick and a snare and there you go. You've made a beat. But if you want them to sound a particular, very, very particular way, then you're going to be sat on the computer for a while. Or if you're using, not a computer and drums and microphones and cassette recorders, then you'll be positioning the mic a lot and getting your drummer to play multiple takes until you get the right sound. This is Fruxy D&B. This is dubstep. D&B is my first love. Dubstep is my second love, and it's kind of like a polyamorous relationship, really. Except no one's getting hurt. Yeah. No more EQ automation. Ableton, the Ableton EQ, you can do this and it won't make that sound. Squeak, squeak, like a squeaky. It's going squeak, squeak. Turn it off. Wait. I can still hear it. Is it the phaser? I thought I'd solved this. What the fuck? Okay, that's the down sample, yeah, as well. It was two things causing that problem. Ed Allen, thanks for following. So Fruxy, it looks like you make D&B, or do you DJ it? I kind of like that without the vocal thing on it now, the four-man thing. It does sound a bit more in your face. playing this first bit over and over because it is like the most important bit of a tune. When DJs like decide whether a tune's good or not, they haven't got time to listen to the full thing. They'll just do, it's got a good drop. It's kind of like the most important bit. Now I'm thinking that clap kick snare doesn't cut through the bass. That's another big problem when you're mixing. As two sounds are clashing, they are clashing. So I can either carve an EQ hole. Let's see where the clap is. It's like from 800 all the way up. So if we did sounds a bit clever now. That's 6 dB cut. It's a lot being cut. Maybe just 3 dB. And turn it off. Yeah, without the EQ cut, it definitely conflicts with that clap. With it, it's got some space now. We'll leave that turned on. Rob C Gaming 11, thanks for following. Ed Allen, I think I already thanked you, but thank you again. And Matthew Prout, thanks for following. This sounds cold, Keaton, thank you. Thank you. Just want that. Boom, 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 boom. Thanks, Howard. V8, thank you very much. Do I want this to be more wobbly? This get more wobbly? I think it can get a bit more dynamic. Wait, without that, that sounds a bit deeper, doesn't it? A bit more like deep dubstep, which is kind of what I should do more often, to be fair. But anyway. Let's do bigger swings here. Yeah. Gorilla. Can you explain the difference between FabFilter EQ and a stock Ableton Logic EQ? There's not really much different. It's essentially, you've got a few extra features in FabFilter. Like you can do, let's load them both up. Wait, I thought I had a quick shortcut that I don't, so it's up here. Evening Music Monkey. So yeah, do you know what? If you want a really good rundown on to give you an answer for that gorilla, there's someone called Dan Worrell, and he's obviously a fan of Pro Q3 and FabFilter, but he'll tell you exactly, and he's very good at doing it. He'll tell you exactly all the differences. Essentially, though, I'm going to try and sum up my opinion of it. It can do EQ8 can do everything that Pro Q can 3. It can do left and right EQing. It can do mid-side EQing. It has this adapt Q thing, which is slightly different, but it's still, if you do a cut at 1K at 1 dB, it does the same as Pro Q3. So you don't really need to spend money on Pro Q3. The stock EQ plugins are really good. I think the one in FL or Logic look better than the Ableton one. All Ableton plugins look like that, you know, and they have this limited space. But when you've got this much, I like using this big space to EQ. for like fine adjustments, so I don't have to type stuff in here, like 1 dB, you know, it barely moves. But on here, you know, you can sort of just go, there you go, 1 dB quickly. So it's quicker to enter to dial in what you want. Apart from that, yeah, it sounds the same. Down Worrell will show you that Pro Q3 does slightly more accurate, or slightly better phase coherent cuts and boosts and stuff, but they're not really audibly perceptible. Like, you wouldn't, if you gave your listener a side-by-side comparison, they wouldn't hear it. Yeah. Dan Worrell. Lock. Wait, how do I unlock? I can't unlock the panel. Oh dear. I can't unlock it, yeah. You'll find it. And he's done loads of really good videos on distortions as well, and how the stock Ableton distortion, and whether you should use oversampling and all this stuff. And sometimes not turning oversampling on has its own qualities. Brilliant audio geekery stuff, and it's good to know it if you actually do mixing. But yeah, I mean, I've started using the stock EQ a bit more because it is quicker. For most stuff, you just load your EQ8, and if I want to do a high pass there, that's it, done. And I can see it, and when I go out of the channel and back in, I can see it's got high cut there. But on Pro Q3, I have to open the window every time. It's just an extra click and an extra click to close it when it gets in the way. It all adds up. Productivity. Another great thing you can do with EQ8 is you can do. I've made some great snares that use bass automation. So I can do that. I'll do this in another video, because in another live. I don't need to do it right now. I should make some little videos for now, but basically, if you wanted a snare that's very boomy, you could automate this bass shelf, and whenever the note plays of the snare, have it dip, so it cuts out all the bass after, like, 50 milliseconds, and doesn't let the rest of the bass through, and so you get the doof at the start of the snare, but not the rest of the boominess, so you can control the fundamental frequencies of the snare, have more control over them, better than any other way, better than just actually re-recording the snare. And you can do that quite easily with an envelope. I do wonder how the same problem is approached in FL and Logic, because you have envelope MIDI in here, which you can map to any. So I can just map that to gain, and whenever that note plays, it will play. Why is that not moving? See that? It's like magic. It will just play. It will move this up according to the auto envelope settings. I've made some really good snares doing that. What snare that I want a particular sound out of it. It's like people put OTT on every track, but then you have lots of issues that can come up, phase issues and bass where you don't want it. But I like a lot of control over my bass, so it sounds good in a club. When I say bass, I mean like even a snare, fundamental. Should you, besides chaining your drums? Yes, but I think on this one, so I don't usually sidechain anymore until later on in the tune making process. At this point, in this session even, I've already carved out some space in the, another set, in one of the sounds. Where's it gone? See, that's it. That's where EQ8 is better, because you can see it. I had to load up FabFilter. So you can hear the clap through there now. But now I want to apply this to every track, so let's just cut that and group all these basses together. Control G. And then have this group as the bass group. And then put that EQ in there, so all of them now will be affected. Thing is though, they might all need slightly different EQs, depending on how much they interfere with the snare. Some of them might need a bigger cut. So that's one way. I try and do little tiny EQ cuts first sometimes, before sidechaining. Sidechaining can either be an effect to add energy and pumping, like Daft Punk, you know, or lots, like nearly every modern dance track. So it can be used as an effect and or a way to solve frequency build up around a certain frequency. So yeah, you're right, around claps. Hats is an interesting one. I don't usually sidechain with hats, but maybe that's something that I've not tried, and maybe that would make my tune sound better. Do you do that, Pablo? Do you sidechain, like, so the hat, whenever a hat occurs, it triggers as some kind of sidechain to dip, like, what, a synth, or allowed, like, other tracks? Yeah, the drums feel like they're sat at the back at the moment with this track, and it's gonna take a lot of fiddling, I think, to bring them. Two things can't be in the same place at once. Something's got to go to the back to bring out the other thing. So that sounds quite busy there. So I could just take something away, and that sounds busy. I think it's the reverb. Yeah, that doesn't need to be there. This doesn't. It's not that bad, but. Maybe I should try and make the bass duck out of the way. Why not? It does sound a bit whiny at the moment. I kind of like the idea that it would go into the next bit, but it was just a quick thing, you know. It doesn't have to stay like this. Just try and maybe get us a crazy other automation in there that just kind of goes, well, like just a low pass filter might do it. Or that. Don't know if that fixes it, but it sounds better. Or maybe the drums just need to be louder. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, that helps. You can also kill that channel dead. See, this is why people use a lot of audio, bounce everything to audio and just work with audio clips, because you have control over the deadening of sounds without having to resort to automation. And I just don't work that way. Am I making it harder on myself by not working that way? I'll never know, because I'm never willing to try. This is a sample from not my own dub and reggae sirens. Not sure if I like that bit. It's very siren-y, and it as in it alerting. Hombra, thank you for following. What if I just do that and then slow it down? Yeah, I'll do. That and that as well. Yeah, that's another thing that took a while to get used to the idea of, is the first few seconds are so important of any dance tune. It's worth getting it right, it's worth playing it a lot of times, but obviously you can give yourself ear fatigue and ruin the whole tune because you've listened to it too many times. And that's why you need time away from a track. So I won't listen to this for a week or more after this session. by accident. This was started out like an electronic track, just doing like this crazy rhythms, and I had to make that track and abandon it and think I'm probably not going to use it, but I kept the drums in a track and just made other tunes around it and unmute it and see if it still sounds any good. I think a dubstep track that has that in it doesn't sound like your typical dubstep track anymore, and I like that. I like trying different sounds out, and some of it will sound cringy and shit. Some of it I'll still love the sound of, but I'll play it to someone else and they'll think, nah, that's not dubstep, mate. It sounds like dubstep there, but not this bit. Scenic S33 Ank. No, I do not. I never have done either. I've always been at least two. Like, when I first started making music, it was purely like I recorded the sound of some stones from the beach into the computer and used a tracker to like make a little tune, because like if you hit a stone it has a resonance. So these were very resonant stones. They were like long and thin. I just selected loads of long thin stones from the beach and they sounded like little chimes. Recorded them in and then played them and just made a whole song just out of the sound of rocks, stones hitting each other. And I lost it. It was on floppy disk and I lost it, and I still remember the concept of it. I can't remember how it went, but I love that track. So one of the first ones I'm making, it was just like one of those tracks which is pure art. I'm not making it for any other reason apart from just to make the computer do something with stones that sounds good. So there's no bounds to what you can create when you're in that. There's no expectations. Oh, the cat scared the shit out of me. Trying to jump up on the desk. What are you doing? But at the same time, I was listening to happy hardcore, and I wanted to make happy hardcore, and the tracker programs came with like demos that used like little rave samples. So I could reuse those samples and like try and make my own rave tracks, but I wanted to make them like more modern happy hardcore, which track I didn't have access to like 909 drum kits or anything, so I didn't know how, at that point I didn't know how to get that happy hardcore sound, and it took me years to figure out it got big drum machines and roomfuls of studios, or if not, decent samplers and sample packs. So yeah, I've always made two different genres, like dance music on one side and anything else on the other, and it's good. I reckon it's good to have those. Oh, come on, cat. What are you doing? Pulling everything down. What are you doing? Can you see? I don't think you can see. Yeah. So there is the exact reason I don't bounce to audio. Because if there is an error, which is this EQ, I can just turn it off, but I've already recorded this and it has it baked in. But, you know, I'm going to keep it and I can maybe edit it out in some way. Right, so what have we done on this track? We've not really done much else apart from solve a few little technical bits of the mix. Let's start from the beginning and go. Let's save the track. Okay, this bit's now not wanted, shall we say. I'm going to bring back these bits, but with like less harmonics. So we're going to completely take the harmonics out. And that's another problem there, look. Turn it off. Remove. That's mad. Different pattern. So here's the bit where I always try and make it with the bass. After all this noise, it's good to go down to like a quieter bit. But in this first bit here, before the snare and the clap and the reverb and the snare, there's like this really dry bit. And I feel like, I mean, there's loads of tunes which stay dry, but I feel like it just needs, I mean, like a cymbal crash is a typical way of doing it in pretty much every genre of music. That's where the drummer's job is like, I'm going to do a crash here because it's the start of the next bit. But I shy away from crashes because I'm not a drummer. And then I think I can add a crash. Crashes are easy to add. In fact, we should do it because it's that easy. We already have a kit here. I like that. Not for what I need right now, but should we try this ride? It's not a crash, but just see what it sounds like. See what I mean? Just adds a sheen, doesn't it? That might even sound good on every hit as well. Yeah. Okay. It's nice when you hit on something by accident. Well, it wasn't. It was a half accident, wasn't it? It wasn't a crash, but it was a ride. Rides are good as well. Like that bit of metallic sound. But it sounds nice. It's metallic, but it sounds nice. That's what ride cymbals are, isn't it? Run. Hi, what's the name of the program? This is Ableton Live. Ableton Live 12, the latest one. Thanks for joining, Dr. Love. And that might be too crazy at the end as well. When I say too crazy, I mean crazy is good, but should we just mute that bit? That's good because the sub's still there. It just kindly is kind of like reducing all the instruments down to the next bit, which is a bit of a less intense. It's almost like a different tune now. There's one conflict there. This bass, can you see it? That's a sub. Don't want them to overlap. Causes all kinds of problems on big sound systems. Even for the mastering engineer, it causes problems. Do we even need that bass there, actually? Not sure about that rhythm. I was always unsure. Reminds me of is it samba? Or kind of some kind of Latin rhythm. Not that that's a bad thing. Get your fancy dress on. See, these are starting to sound too squeaky in my ears now. Especially that one. I can tame it, but... Oh, it is not. I think this is definitely why it should be called the discovery stage. I'm kind of in the editing stage as well, but I'm also like pissing around with these basses, like that can go up a bit. Yeah, it's one thing I should probably start referencing for the structure. I think typical kind of like rhythm dubstep type tune, bro step thing, probably has one more bar, one more. What did I call these? According to, I've forgotten his name. What's his name now? The jungle guy, Stranger on YouTube. He's a jungle making guy. He called this, I think this is the body, and these sections are called, I can't remember, but I like his naming convention for sections of a tune. I used to struggle trying to structure tunes. No one tells you how to do it. Well, they do if you go to music college and study music theory and study lots of music and you study pop tunes. I think I touched on it in music technology. I only did a year. The introduction. Sounds so different. Studio TGY. This is old school as fuck. Thanks. I kind of love that old school sound. Who wouldn't, right? Rusco. Bit of Rusco. Bit of Benga. Bit of Koki. Yeah. Bit of Koki. Still going. Doing big shows, Koki. It would be kind of fun to see something like this getting played. Nice. Screaming Banger. Oh, Dream Team. Them two. I can't remember what there was. I used to love what they made. I can't remember what. There was like loads of stuff that they made together. I think I am going to cut this to make it a bit shorter. Got different colour. Gonzalo Ferreira. Interesting name, I like that name. Did I say it right there? Thanks for following. Thanks. Just stumbled upon the stream. It's amazing what you find on TikTok. Santiago Sur. Thanks for following. two conflicting sounds as well. Do you keep the tom or do you keep the other bit? Yeah, maybe the tom doesn't need to be there. Yeah. It's exciting. The tom bits are exciting, but Santiago, sir. Best advice for someone starting music production. I get asked this a lot, and I think I've got one question for you. Do you already have a sequencer that you use? Do you already have a DAW, whatever you want to call it, like this is Ableton. Do you have Ableton, or do you have like one of the many other ones, or a free one, or an Android one? Okay. Ableton. That's because Ableton can do everything, pretty much. So yeah, I think if you've got a genre you love making, then try and emulate some of the sounds. Or if you don't want to be bound by the rules of genres, just throw loads of sounds in and see where it takes you. I do a bit of both. I like to follow the rules of a genre, like D&B and dubstep. And then I like to sometimes make stuff that's purposely doesn't sound like anything, but it usually does sound like stuff. It usually borrows elements from, because you can't really reinvent the wheel. Like, a lot of my tracks kind of sound like slow dubstep or ambient, or just, I don't know, I can't even put a label on my own stuff. It's really hard to label it. But yeah, just best advice, have fun. Just have fun doing it. If you try and make it, don't think of your audience. I guess I think of this being played in a club. I think, well, what would work in a club when I'm making this music? But I also want to do completely my own thing with it as well. So I still follow rules, but I'm still putting my own twist on things, and that might mean it doesn't become successful, and it might not sound commercial. It might not sell, so it might not get signed. But I don't mind if I like the way it sounds. Then it makes me happy. Because if you want to get on a label and you want to get signed, there's a whole different. I think if you're just starting in music production, you want to just play as much as possible. And it's the same. That's the same theory with the best way to bring up a kid is let them play, let them explore the world through play. And it's the same with music making. Saying that, if I'd had piano lessons earlier on in life, I would have a lot better grasp on music theory, and I think I'd be able to write some tunes a bit quicker. But the kind of music I make is mostly like sound. It's more about the sound than it is about the music theory behind it, even though the music theory in dubstep, there's still a bit of music theory. It helps. It's not essential. You can just use your ear. Producing came first for me. And then I got into DJing later. There's a cat's arsehole for you. Yeah. Producing first and then DJing quite a lot later, yeah. I was just mentioned this on the live stream just like about an hour ago or something about using Fast Tracker 2 and trying to just just experimenting with the recording of stones that have resonances, and I'm making just this sort of tune, like they had a beginning, middle and end or whatever, and it was like just playing with the software and what you could make, seeing what's possible to make with it, just quite purely making just something that sounded good without any audience in mind. all my favorite music that I've made was made that way. But obviously, it's hard to market stuff that sounds like nothing else because it sounds alien, and there's no reference points for people to go, oh, I like the sound of that because it sounds like this. But then I like to make genre music as well, D&B and dubstep. Santiago, senior. Appreciate you. Thanks, man. Looking forward to your follow content. Thank you. Public for everything. Doing what you love will take you where you want to go. Yeah. That's so true. So true. That's what I would do. I can't scroll up, so I can't look at. Yeah, David Bowie said it as well. He kind of said it when he said don't play to the gallery, meaning I think you're performing and there's a gallery bit in the auditorium where the rich people are. I don't know if it's just richer people in the gallery or what, but or does he mean to the art gallery? I don't know. You're like, just make what you love, but there's still some of that though. I mean, making a product. So you make the music, you record it. At some point in a way, you are going to package it up to sell. If you want people to hear it, if you want your fans to hear it, your fans won't care, will they? They'll listen to anything. DJ K777, you had some wicked bassline tracks that I'd never heard before in your DJ set. I think it was you. Finishing a track is harder than starting one, in my experience. Some tracks kind of finish themselves, and it's just knowing when to go, that'll do, and save it, bounce it, put it out into the world, and you'll hear mistakes, but don't go back in and edit them. Just start a new track, because the more new tracks you start, the better you'll get. It's a practice. Like, people practice to play in the orchestra, they play with their instrument every day. They practice some really, really hard to play passages out of, classical pieces. And that's what they do every day. And they're like top quality, and you pay lots of money to see them. Same with producer. Your practice should be start a new tune every day, or work on a little bit of something every day. Finishing tracks every day. You imagine if you could start and finish one track every day, how good you would be in a year. On it. Yeah, you were on it in that live stream. I saw some surprising bangers in there. When you hear a new tune, it's an exciting experience, because you're like, I've never heard this bass line before, and it slaps. Good, that I like that, and I can get that from a good bassline tune as well. Like, I've always got it from D&B and dubstep, but bassline has that as well. A drop, Wah, 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 wah. I will start and finish some more bassline. I did start 2 bassline tunes in the past couple of weeks, because I had a lot of bassline folk heads come on here in the live chat saying, why don't you make some bassline? And have you heard? I was like, I don't know. I've not heard enough to make it. And then I got loads of suggestions to listen to all this bassline. So I'll keep tuning in whenever I can to your stream. K777. Key? I don't know how to say it. K777. K and K7s. And I will tune into it because it'll be inspiring for me. Keep it up. Cheers, bro. See you later. Enjoy the sleep. I will. Mine will be quite short, but I will have to sleep soon. Any advice? Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, will do, mate. Cheers. What happens if we... about that. Let's hear it in a club. Revert. This sounds the best. Or we should still keep this bit going. Without the harmonics, without the screaming harmonics. Fozospina. Amazing, thank you. Sometimes I notice that I'm like proper frowning at the screen because I'm concentrating so much, and then I feel it. I can feel the frown, the muscles here, like they're tense. I'm like, fucking hell, like just relax, man. That it's not like I need to do it to see. Yeah, it's a less severe, should we call it? It's a variation, but muted. This bit. back to the intro again. Let's save it. How long am I going to stay up tonight? 10 more minutes, shall we say? Now the intro. Melodic intro. Better be good, or just make... If it's not good, then it could sound really shit. But the intro doesn't matter. It matters to build tension. The purpose should be to build tension, I think, in a dance tune. I don't think this builds tension that well at the moment. It builds mystery, but that's not tension, is it? Mystery is like, oh, you don't have to be tense while having in a mystery, do you? So to increase, I mean, this is the thing about drum and bass, even drum and bass. A lot of drum and bass has like big build-ups. Some of it doesn't. Some of it just has 3 tom hits. Da-da-dum. I think I've already decided that I'm doing that on this track. So I don't really want to do a big drum build-up. Not because I can't be bothered, but because it doesn't need it. There's other ways to make things tense. Taking things away can't do that. Maybe just a tiny little squeaky riser. Quite a high pitched one. That's what I just heard in my head then. Gavin, can you make a full listening of the project, please? From here, I'm just trying to pick a sound, so I'll be able to do a full one in a minute. Oh, I'm not receiving any MIDI. What has this cat done? This cat has just done something to my keyboard. No. Doesn't matter. I can... cat. You cat. Right, I'm going to unplug it and then replug it. Still no MIDI? What happened? Ah, there we go. Off and on again. Get the bag in. So its bass is, it's gonna sound like this. last riser. Thank you, Cabin. Play a song, more grab. So you could do like a whole bit on like risers and riser like etiquette. I've still not figured it out. It sounds like a lot of other producers have it figured out, but they probably just like done trial and error like me quite a lot. But once you figure out one riser that works, you can use it in everything. People won't know or care. They'll just go, this is good, this bit. Sounds like it could be tuned better, like. Bit of reverb. Controlled reverb, so it's going to turn on. Four bars, and then it's going to turn off because we don't want it to carry on. I don't know. I'd have to listen to that in a week's time and decide whether that's any good or not, that riser. Something there, like another bit of percussion that sort of like fades out. Should try and recycle this bit here. That's a pretty solid kit, that, isn't it? Sahan, thanks for following. Rory, thanks for following. Automation. Wait, if we do the X, no. ZZ. Zoom in quick. Still zooms in a little bit too much for my liking. on here. Which reverb? Room again? I've never actually measured how much. I'll try and play it. How much processing power room takes up, because I like to use a lot of Valhalla reverbs at once. Maybe it doesn't need that. Yeah, it does need that. Sounds terrible. Medium attack. No, I want a fast attack. Sharp attack. I'm going to start a bit lower, like there. Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, let's practice this function here. So, highlight, simplify envelope. Yay! Why didn't I do that a long time ago? Should go to 0. 'A kick there maybe, or something dry. 100% dry. I believe these are all dry. Adding. That's dry. That's dry, and these are definitely dry. Like critically shortened. I guess. Oh, you mean the note? Sorry, you actually mean this. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Adam. That's sounds like effort, but yeah, no, I could turn off the reverb, I guess. goes after this. Dry wet. There. Just pop that down. Maybe. We might keep that in. I think hearing things fade in and out is quite exciting as well. Like, you could have lots of things fade in and out here to build tension. And not have the usual, you know, really long snare roll build. Tom, this is sick as fuck. Can I hear the drum, please? Thank you, Tom. Tom. It's late. Oh my god, it's nearly 3 o'clock. Right. Brain is braining. Rob sent 5 roses. I didn't even notice that happened. Thanks, Rob. Big shout for the roses. I like roses. It's okay for a guy to like roses. I think it just suddenly, all of a sudden, starts going into a build there, doesn't it? Maybe that should happen here. made some good progress on this tonight. Spent a lot of time on a one track, but I feel like it's going places, this one, and it's worth finishing. I think I'm going to actually finish it. Not tonight though. But yeah, it's almost got everything it needs. So I can just kind of copy this bit. Have a little breakdown there. I'll listen to some reference dubstep tracks and see if that's a good place to put a breakdown. And then do another build up and maybe improve the build. And then it might be okay to go to be called done. Still might take a whole couple more nights to do. So we got to render it to do this every time. So we know what it sounds like without loading it up. Paragon. It was in Discover. There we go. Save. It's taking a bit longer to save. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Have a wonderful night and sleep, and Sunday tomorrow. Have a good one. Bum bum bum. Oh wait, end stream. I don't need to end it just yet. I can. Still have to fill in this thing. So version 9, it's had so much done to it. A double saw riser. It's actually hard to remember all the stuff I've done. Tom, sort of a echo moonshot in build. The bass, fixed bass issues. Added variation for second parts. I still can't remember the name of it. EUK star. Uke star. Thanks for following. Second page variations. It's not done that much, and some automation. To silence a few things. I did read an important removal, muting of second tom roll, because that was conflicting. Peace. And I think that was it. And then yeah, bass variations. This thing was, yeah, that's it. So the build needs more work, and for next time, work on build, and I added the ride. That was one other really good feature during second muted, not muted isn't the word, softer bit. Did ride instead of crash. Sounds a lot better. Okay. And work on build. Right, that's me done for tonight. I have to go to sleep. I'm going to suffer tomorrow for going to bed at 3. Silly me again doing it. Okay, thanks for following everyone. It's been awesome. Thanks for everything.